We've had this now in the 3 recordings we've done, where they get to a point where just a certain lull takes over.
Yeah, there's like, and this is part of why like I can't do the level of detail in Pokemon games that you do. Is that like I can't do this grind, this simple, let alone standing around in a field trying to catch 4,000 Dittos.
You just have to switch that part of the brain off that uses like rational logic and thought.
Thankfully, I largely can't do that unless someone puts Batman on something.
Batman.
Like if you wander around in the SSN long enough, you can catch Batman. Brilliant. Batman used ennui.
Well, no, what I meant by that's what I did say, wasn't it? The lull, like there's nothing to say.
Yeah.
I thought you was going to talk about like how hard it would be to do like solo streaming and solo recording. It's very difficult to do, to just constantly talk to no one.
Yeah.
But make conversation.
And that's why, like, shout out to a couple of people we know who are trying that. Our good friend Amo, who's over at twitch.tv/Amo, EAM and 3 O's.
And also,
we were watching him earlier on doing a bit of FIFA.
The creator of our fine artwork as well, should we say.
And he is the creator of all our cover art. So you have him to thank for that. He's at AmoV1 on Twitter. And also our good friend Barry Murphy, Barry Lad.
The Baz.
He is particularly skilled, I think, at doing the solo Let's Plays, where he keeps talking to the audience that aren't responding to him necessarily.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've met the boy in person, and let's make it quite clear, the man can talk.
He has what we call the gift of the gab.
He certainly has.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, don't have that, which does beg the question: why on earth am I doing this?
I do to a reasonable extent, I think.
Yeah.
I can do small talk. Oh, you should hear me talk to taxi drivers about the weather.
Look, I mean, not. I mean, this might come across as incredibly racist, but you are Irish. Alright.
Yeah. It's hard to get all the chat in between the potatoes I'm eating and the Guinness I'm drinking. But sometimes people ask me about this shiny green suit I'm wearing when I dance around my pot of gold, and I've got to talk to them about it.
Look, you've just taken this to a whole nother level. Alright. let me get my fish and chips out. Alright, and we'll talk.
Yeah.
Right.
Your Thatcher tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a window cleaner and I'm going to go and fight to the death for my country against the Taliban. Fucking, every time, I think it's Patrick that retweets that, and every time I die a little inside. I can say with great confidence that I don't own a pair of Union Jack shorts, by the way.
Good.
Where the fuck am I going? Oh, I think you fight Gary here. I'm going to just save just in case. Is it here? Yep. Okay. Come on, Gary. Let's do this. Yeah, but bonjour. Bonjour, Link.
Forgot we called ourselves Link as well.
Different cats are everywhere. Crawl around in grassy areas. Fuck you. Huh? The fuck is that?
Someone on my Facebook feed
Jesus.
did a face swap with the statue of the Virgin Mary. You want to talk about it?
That's like saying
playing into an Irish stereotype.
That's saying straight out of Bayonetta, that is. Jesus. Yeah, that face swapping thing's all the rage at the moment, isn't it?
It really is. But to quote our good friend Sean McGee, you know, you're about 4 years too late to be excited by that kind of nonsense.
Yeah. I feel like I should do one with a picture of like James Franco and then see amazingly that the faces are exactly the same.
No, I've seen you open your eyes.
You're just mean sometimes. Fucking state of your gnashes, mate. Saw that. It must be said as well that the animations that they add to some of the later games,
Rather than just moving the sprite backwards and forwards.
they add a little bit of life, shall we say.
It livens up even the grindy battles.
Yeah, just a bit. Well, after the struggle that was the first fight with Gary, this is coming along swimmingly. Yeah, why not? Oh boy. Ivysaur, dear boy, you really need to sort out that growth spurt on your back. He almost looks like a toad at this point.
A little bit.
Dun dun da dun. Dun dun da dun 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 dun.
Can I make an executive decision for the next Pokemon we catch?
Go on.
Can we call it Donald Trump?
I think it'll probably have to just be Drumpf.
That's fine.
That's fine. I'll go with that.
Make Donald Trump again. Hashtag it.
I don't think you can put hashtags.
Well, look.
This is pre-Twitter, if you hadn't noticed.
It's hard to think of a time.
Before Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did we do before the internet?
I'm not sure.
Did we talk to each other?
I hope not. That sounds awful.
Oh, I feel hideous. Seasick. Oh, excellent fucking narrative there. Link, rub the captain's back. Rub, 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 rub.
You're a creepy man.
Thank you, I feel much better. You want to see my cutting
That
technique?
doesn't look like Professor Oak.
No, he was more like...
Oh, sorry. Sorry for me not detecting the nuance in your fucking impressions, mate. I hadn't really come to appreciate the subtlety of your acting.
Yeah, that was more Gandalf. This is more Brian Blessed. I could show you if I wasn't ill. I know you can have this. Teach it to your Pokemon and they will do coke like there's no tomorrow. Hum one. Maybe I'll just take on one or two more of these chaps. That was useless.
Couple of good things up on the YouTube channel at the moment, Mark. It's got to be said. Apart from this fine series we're talking about.
Really?
Well, we got some Let's Play of Heavy Rain. There's another thing we should call a Pokemon. Jason!
Jason!
So, you can go on the channel and check out us yelling Jason in a child's face in the middle of a shopping mall. We also have at least one person, Amo, who tuned in just to see a man's arse rendered on the PS4.
It's a very well put together arse, to be fair.
Well, look.
Like
We haven't got Brian here, so we don't have our official ass physics judge.
When you think about arses in video games, it's got to be a top
It's gotta
five,
be
surely.
right up there, Ethan from Heavy Rain. That's going to be an ongoing series. We'll do maybe one stream a week of that. Or
Yeah.
whenever we can.
Yeah.
At least until we get sick of it when it gets too David Cagey.
Which shouldn't take too long.
As you're listening to this, we should long have had Monday would have seen the post of a new Link to the Cast episode.
Bum bum.
This week talking about the Neverhood.
Yep. Very interesting
It
game.
was a fun podcast that we just concluded before we started these videos for this week. So check that out. Please do subscribe to us on iTunes.
This might be the most I've spoken in a day in about the last 4 weeks.
Oh, it does get taxing on the throat, doesn't it, after a while? If only there was a nice carbonara to sort it out.
I've not exactly had a lot of human contact over the last 4 weeks, so it's really doing a number on me. Talking is not one of my favourite things to do.
Is it not?
No.
How many podcasts have you been on?
Yeah, I know. I never said I was any good at them. Or
You're just
I
a
enjoyed them.
masochist.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I hate myself. How can I really find that certain je ne sais quoi for hating myself? today's been a very interesting day for me.
Has it?
Yeah. Well, because usually, like, because Mother's Day and Father's Day are unique to me, shall we say?
Yeah.
I imagine to a certain degree they are for you as well.
Indeed.
And so, like, I've never had to celebrate Father's Day, mainly because never having met my dad, and also because if I try and celebrate anything with my grandfather, and you can probably imagine this, he would bury me 6 feet under, or just.
For those of you who don't know much about Mark's grandfather is among the greatest men that's ever lived. Myself and a couple of other of Mark's friends went to visit his grandfather on Father's Day, actually, wasn't it?
Was it?
You went, yeah, because you went to give him beer for it.
Did I?
Yeah, you brought him a slab of Foster's and a card. So it was either Father's Day or his birthday in June.
I do remember this, yeah.
Yeah. So, we went in, and the entire time we were there, he spent burying Mark, except for a couple of moments where he paused to bury your friend Stephen because he was trying to get in his way of burying you.
Yeah. Where was my point before that?
You're saying it's quite unique, the day itself.
Yeah. And so yeah, if I try to do anything kind of nice for my granddad on any kind of day, whether it's birthdays or whatever, he will usually tell me to go fuck myself in one way or another.
Yeah. I almost might literally say exactly that. Like.
Oh yeah. No, I wasn't like I was saying kind of verbatim. Like yeah. And then on the other side, like I've not fucking celebrated Mother's Day with my mum in God, I don't know, maybe 10 years or so,
yeah.
Longer than that. And like for my nan, like I'll do nice things for her. But today's the first day where I haven't been able to do it either then because obviously I'm not going to speak to my mum. And like on the other side, I think I've spoken about this, but obviously to anyone on here that's listening, my grandparents have moved over to Cyprus, and they moved over the other day, but they are not with any kind of internet capability, so I've got no way of calling them.
Yeah, they're kind of in a black box.
Yeah, pretty much. So, this is an annoying thing about early Pokemon games. I can't just press X to cut. I have to
go into the menu. Yeah,
great. So yeah, today's been, I don't know, like
strange.
not even strange. I don't even know how to describe it. But
to me, it's never been one of those. It's not an important one. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like it's one of those kind of, not to be a kind of weird fucking hippie, but it was one of those manufactured.
Are you gonna go all Rage Against the Machine on me?
Yeah, manufactured Hallmark holidays. But it is that kind of thing. Where it's
It is exactly that.
It is, yeah. So like, I like to do something nice for my granny, but that's about all I do for the day. Like, it's not like we go out for a Mother's Day meal or anything like that. It's just kind of, it's just a day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The one thing I can't get on board with, and it's something that the reaction to it is almost as fucking mind-numbing, is the people who go on and write paragraphs about how great their mother, who isn't on Facebook, is when they're on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then equally annoying are the people who are giving out about the people going, oh, get ready for tomorrow, they're all going to be posting statuses about their mas.
Yeah.
Fuck that. What were you going to say there, Mark? Sorry for interrupting.
No, I was just like, you've got a video up about James Corden. I was just going to take a second to say how much of an insufferable cretin that James Corden is.
He is a bit.
It upsets me greatly that he's doing very well in America right now.
Well, I'll put it this way. I'm
we've
glad he's not
given
acting anymore, because...
We've given him fucking James Corden and, what's your face, Pierce
Morgan?
Pierce Morgan, yeah.
Yeah, but they also took Craig Ferguson away. And he's a great man.
True. And we did give him John Oliver, so at least there's some kind of balance, I guess.
Goddamn right, John Oliver. Speaking of John Oliver...
Yeah. Speaking of burying...
What a burial. A 20-minute burial of Donald Trump this week.
But you know what you were just saying there about...
Last Week Tonight is legitimately my favourite show on television.
Yeah. But you know what you were just saying there about, like, you get the people that are on one side where they talk about their nans, and you got people on the other side, or mums, sorry, and the people on the other side saying, oh, look, get ready, they're going to be talking about the mums. The same thing applies to shit like that, where you got the people here saying, oh, James Oliver should run for president, the greatest man ever, and you got the other people saying, oh, he's just some fucking left-wing liberal Burke, and... He only says one side of the story. Then you got another bunch of people that are like, well, the people on the left are just as brainwashed as the people on the right. And it's just like, can we not just enjoy anything?